Have you ever thought you'd be lonely to old age? Into every new stage of life, we're going to face a bunch of different questions. How many points did you get in college? What school? Where do you graduate from? Is the salary okay? I worked for a few years and fell in love. When marriage? Married and then asked, why don't you have a baby yet? Grandparents are looking forward to holding their grandchildren. Society is so incomprehensible that it's absurd. Making standards and frame each of them at each landmark. 18 years old college, 23 years old has a job. 30 years old stable family. I think we all anticipated the question. But every time we're faced with these question marks, I don't know how to answer. After all, these question marks are all about stability. But how stability really is. Have you ever, because of the urging of others, you are impatient, and then start choosing? Have you ever felt suffocated in what's called the social norm of stability, and start choosing a college, choose a job, choose a lover, then choose a whole life later? Beyond fear of missing out, the fear of being abandoned, then we have fear of being left out. Fear of being excluded from the group. We're afraid of not having the same thing compared to the rest of the group. During school and work, our lives have friends. There are similarities. It makes us feel comforted and understood. But when their lives start to become different from ours, for example, when they start getting married, you will often feel left behind and start to fear. My dad was worried when he saw my dad's friends have grandchildren, gather them to urge you. But young people like you, today are more active, more independent and free. And this, the more that parents urge, and the people around become old, backward, and the formation of anti-ideology. When you have to listen, reminders of the same problem, for a long time, there may be psychological discomfort. Some people start to feel stressed, fatigue or resistance. A survey by VN Express showed that about 50% of people are urged psychologically out of the ear, 27% express discomfort, and 23% would seek to resist. Many people choose to avoid going home. The fear that every time I go home, that both relatives and family will come together to confront. I feel like a thorn in my family's eye. The son is unfaithful because he is not married. It is best to be absent to avoid trouble. You start to resist. You are confident that you are perfectly fine. But gradually, those annoying nagging reminders. It also contributes to your own fear full blow. It's hard to say that I'm not afraid of the feeling of being lost. Reality, it's easy for almost everyone to get caught up in this fear. The essence of the full blow comes from comparison. We are afraid of not having what others have, not be experienced what others are going through. With the rise of social media, people find themselves lacking more. They brought false perception of life. It's been edited by someone else and put pressure on yourself. Continuous access will lead to continuous comparison and create unreasonable expectations. Faux blow also formed due to lack of trust and lack of happiness. Things in the present, not enough to make them feel good. They lack confidence in themselves or feel inferior to others and don't value yourself. So when you're brought out complaining, you're compared to other people. They are easily defeated and believe that they are inferior. To deal with this fear, we need to focus on two aspects. One is to change other people's perceptions of no comparison, limping not involved, or impose norms, steady into the lives of others. The second is to change your own perception of stability. Everyone has different timelines. Whether this comparison can be motivate you to try. But when the comparison gives you negative feelings, then remember that any form of comparison is lame. Except for comparing myself today. It was different from me in the past. The truth is, when you see your friends have a happy marriage, you have something in your jealousy. One more pink card from friends. You sigh again. You have many nights. You don't know why. You haven't been able to find someone attached it your whole life. You wonder if you did something wrong. What's not good, that have not found the right person? Do you have a fever? Yes, but that's reason you'll choose. Of course not. Being stable does not mean getting married. Getting married, giving birth and old age, for a grand wedding. It is not a happy security. The day she reads fairy tales. At the end of each story you will see. From now on, the prince and princess lived happily ever after. And later on, it's really not important to know. The happy ending has a ceremony. There is a picture of the bride holding a bunch of bright flowers in pure white dress. Live happily ever after with white horse prince. It's just the end of fairy tales. Maybe every girl has such a pink dream. As children, they like to wear white veils to be a bride. Imagine your own wedding scene. Then they bowed their head and muttered, "Wish." Later, when you fall in love and find marriage, the moment the white veil was actually lifted, the old excitement may not be there anymore. Many people are afraid to get into the real thing. Marriage, it's not the end of a love affair. It's a new beginning for your life together. It should be called happy beginning. Quiet is a word that I love so much. Quiet, peace, simple. But unfortunately, in a stable way according to the general norms of society, doesn't include that quiet. It's okay without peace. Marriage has never been easy. On the internet now, we've come across broken stories, foreigners, the love of brute men and mothers with postpartum depression. Monuments that prove love by marriage. The century is on the verge of collapse, and make people no longer believe in. It's called forever. Say, sir, I didn't mean to make you lose faith in marriage. I just hope you don't rush to give in. Whatever it is, everyone in this world, they all have their own development time zones. Everything starts at the right time. No matter how old you are, no matter how old you are. Being married or not being married is not a sin. Living together or divorced, there's nothing wrong with that. So instead of rushing to marry someone, make it a priority to develop yourself first. You can take advantage of your single days to try to learn. Read a lot of financial independence books. Travel and explore more. Then you'll find the right person. A good marriage is not afraid of being late. Afraid of not catching up. Not married life. Every family is happy, and not every single life is sad. After all, marriage is not a race with friends. It's just a choice in life. And there's no right or wrong choice. The important thing is that once you make a choice, you've got a long-distance plan for yourself. Now do you still think? Will you be lonely to old age?